friends, welcome to Stamping with Wow. It's Jennifer Sasaki. Tonight we're going to be making these great Halloween cards. Okay, just putting up my Facebook and just loading. Oh, Desiree is watching. Hi Desiree, how are you? I haven't seen you in forever. The scrapbooking group just can't seem to get together because of this horrible pandemic we're living in. Who's tired of the pandemic besides me? Alrighty, so I am going to, I guess I'll flip you guys up. You can say hi to me. I'll say hi back. Let's see. Can't reach the, sorry. Can't reach the little magic wand that helps me flip it up. There we go. And one more. Okay. And without, there we go. Let's see what we're doing here. So there's that picture of my chest. My light is in the way. To the side, still ginormous. Okay. Hey, how are you guys? So, it's September 15th. I've been watching this lady called The Budget Mom on YouTube, and she also does Facebook, and she does Instagram. And she just released these little monthly budget things. She's kind of like Dave Ramsey in a way. She talks about a zero balance paycheck. So you take the paycheck and you allocate all your expenses and all that, and your concept is to end at a zero balance, and then you decide. She has like these sinking funds. Anyways, if you're interested in learning about budgeting at all, I have an accounting background and I still learned quite a bit from her, and I'm still in the process, so I thought it was pretty good. Anyways, not to digress about stamping. Who wants to talk about budgeting while stamping? So I have quite a bit behind me to go over. So this is the giveaway for September. If you place an order with me in the month of September, you'll be put in a drawing, and this is the stamp set that I'm giving away. This is a holiday haul. It was last year a stamp set. Make cute gift tags or some kind of, you know, little Christmassy thing. So anyways, this is September's giveaway. If you place an order in this month, you'll get in a drawing for that. Talked about Get and Go. Get and Go is a promotion they're doing this month for anyone who wants to consider becoming a VIP customer. So what they're giving you is VIP or demonstrator. It's $99 plus sales tax. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. They do not charge shipping for the demonstrator kit. You do get $125 worth of product, and in this Get and Go, they're also giving you 2 stamp sets in addition to the $125. Plus, they're giving you rhinestones, and it says 8 pre-cut paper packs to make 8 cards. So you get the Granny Apple Green and the Coastal Cabana. Looks like these 2 stacks. So, not sure if I had that in the camera. Anyways, so if you're interested in a VIP customer, or you want to be a demonstrator because you're bored out of your mind during this pandemic, that's what kind of triggered me. Message me and I'll give you all the details. The minimum requirements as a demonstrator is $300 a quarter at retail. And when you first start, you get a 20% discount. And I think as you rise up, you can get 25, and then as you order, you get those free products. Next, Next. Okay, if you were on Facebook on my Stamping with Wow, oh, I guess I'm gonna stop looking at me. Bye, guys. Stay on. I'm still live. We gotta flip it back over, though. Don't freak out. There we go. Okay, so these are the cards we're making tonight. And I'm going to set these aside for a minute. This is the class I'm offering on October 3rd. So we're going to make this card and this card. I'll open them up. This card's nice. This is like a cemetery gate or something like that. Gate fencing. And this is that card. And then I thought this card came out really cute. And there's this card. And then we have this card. And this one's a cute fun fold kind of card. So you open it like that and then it catches on this glitter paper fencing. And then it stands up like an easel kind of thing. So it's kind of cute. So I like that card. And then this card, which opens up like that. This card that opens up like this. And then we have the, I don't know if you watched a few weeks ago, I made an explosion box. Now you can either make this as an explosion box or you can make it as a regular little box. It's like a 2-inch square box. And as an explosion box, you'd have goodies in here and it explodes when you open it. Like, so I like this little Jiggy Bob is really cute. And then last but not least, I have this little kind of like gift bag. The way I designed it is the bag slides out so you don't have to mess up your pretty packaging. And you can just slide it back in, and it's pretty good size. It's using little lengthwise. It's using a 8.5 by 11 paper, but I can't remember what the width was if I used it all or not. Anyways, so that's the class I'm offering October 3rd at. If you want to be in person, it's at 2 p.m. at my house, and if you message me or show you're interested, I'll give you my address. I didn't want to post my address on Facebook. So, or I'm offering the class online as well. So if you're not comfortable coming in person, I will have video. I've taken videos of the cards and I'll have it all written up what we're doing. Oh, before we get started with the card. Okay, so one more thing. Oh, wait, about the class. In order to go, there's an order on the event on Facebook telling you what you need to order, and you need to order a minimum $50 order for the class to be free. If you don't want to do the $50 order, but you want to do the class, then you could pay $25. I'm providing the card stock, and you need to supply all the rest of this. So this is the card class. So the whole suite, if you want the stamps and the die set, is $88.75. If you're gonna be doing it in person, then you don't have to get the stamp set or the die set. You could use mine, and you just will clean the blocks between users. So you'll have to share the stamp and die set, so you don't have to pay that. But you will need the other items. I also have an embossing folder, so you can use that as well. But you'll need the designer series paper. I'm not providing that. I'm only providing the cardstock. You'll need your own ribbon, your own iridescent pearls, your own glitter paper. You'll need silver embossing powder, Versamark ink, and I think that's about. I'll provide the other inks, like the colored inks we used inside and stuff. But to do all the embossing, you'd want, oh, and you need some silver foil paper as well. So those are the needs. I have them listed in the event. And I believe my store site is on the event as well, link to my store. And here is, this is my store, and this is the host code for the month of September. If your order's under $150, use that host code. We're doing a collective, and what I'll get is free product that I then am going to share with anyone who orders with this host code. If your orders are $150, don't use the host code because you're going to qualify for your own free product. Now, I did want to show you this project. This is a 25 days till Christmas, but these boxes are kind of double-sided how they're cut. So one side we'll do next month for Christmas, but for this month, I wanted to do 25 days of October. Now, when my kids were little, I used to do definitely the 25 days till Christmas, but we always did gifts throughout the month of October because we all were like Halloween kit people. So we did the massive decorating in our house for Halloween, and we always watch Hocus Pocus and stuff like that. So I'm going to really kind of miss my daughter this year. She's up in Reno going to college. And so I'm going to take that second side of the box, and I'm going to use some of the Halloween papers we have, and I'm going to decorate these. So I'm going to do that. I'm thinking I'm going to do that next week on the Facebook Live. So that should be fun. So if you want to order one and decorate with me, or you can save the video to watch later. The other thing I wanted to go and say is, after these Facebook Lives, I am starting to post them on YouTube as well. So you can always catch them on YouTube. They're a little easier to find on YouTube than Facebook after a week or so. You know, so you can always find these if you don't have time to do it, but you want to do it. I don't know how many people saw last week's witch's hat I made. That came out pretty darn spectacular, if I do say so myself. I can show you, but I just love how it came out. Can you see that? I made the spiders, but I did them double-sided. And then I love how the front came out with that. I did the die cutting in the silver foil of that fencing, and then this is part of the Halloween die cut. So if you come to the class, the in-person class, if we have time, I will definitely, if you guys bring your paper, show you how to make this at the class too. Because you guys might enjoy it. I mean, you'll have all these supplies for it, unless you just want to make a bunch of cards. So. But I really think that witch's hat came out cute. So tonight what we're going to do is we're making these two cards. So this card opens up, looks like that. Not much sentiment for this Festive Post Kit stamp set. So I just kind of are leaving it blank inside. But I thought these two cards came out pretty cute. And this is a white Swiss dot ribbon that I manually colored it with my Gorgeous Grape alcohol marker. So we're going to do that tonight too. I'll show you how you can make one card or one ribbon really work with multiple colors. So these cards are coming from this Festive Post Stamp Set, and that's in the holiday catalog. And then in the annual catalog, this is the postage punch, and you can buy it separate to go with this. But there's also there's two stamp sets that work with that punch. And so the other one, what is it called? Something Post. Sorry, I'm looking, Posted For You. I'm looking at my back wall of my stamp sets. Posted For You, page 81. So in the annual catalog, this is the stamp set. With the stamp set, they're selling it as a bundle for $31. So you can get this stamp set with the punch for $31, and then you could order this Festive Post Set that works with that same stamp set for another $17. So it's kind of nice how it's one punch has two separate stamp sets that'll work with it. So that's the card we're making, or the two cards we're going to do tonight. I think I went over everything. Hopefully I'll have my paper pumpkin. Today's Tuesday. I got a notification that mailed, so it'll probably be over this weekend for the Halloween paper pumpkin, which it's too late to buy, so I hope you guys were able to get in on it. I kept telling you to buy it, and who knows what you guys did. I don't know. I give good advice. Let's just put it that way. So the way I designed that one is this little flap is going to tuck under that little postage. Oh, and another thing I forgot to tell you. If you're doing the class and you're going to place the order, don't forget to get the black dimensionals, because these are really good because the foam is black instead of white, so they'll hide better under the Halloween colors. So there we go. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to start with this card. And we're going to need an 8.5 by 5.5 card base, scored at 4 1/4. So you can, I already have my card base cut. I'm just going to fold it. You can, you know, pre-score it. I think I meant to go the other way though. I might have to stand up in a minute. I'm sitting. But sometimes I feel like I do better standing up. And I'm going to grab a bone folder. Where did I put that? And tell you, the struggle can be very real sometimes. Anyways, so, yeah, we're standing. Okay, so then I got it together. And, alrighty. So there's my card base. For this particular card, I'm using just a bunch of scraps I had. So I needed, this is the, oh, here's the card. So this is going to be that background orange, and this is going to get trimmed down to be that piece of square purple. And I'm just going to use this scrap for these two, and I'm going to use this scrap for that one. And that's all the scrap I need for this card. And the rest of the scraps I have off to the side will go for the second card. And then I was thinking about doing some spiderweb embossing, because I have this really cute embossing spiderweb folder. And I just thought maybe that purple in the background would look cute, or even maybe the orange would look cuter with the texture on the orange. Let's do the orange. So that orange is kind of big, so I'm gonna trim that down. The minimum, when you're doing a second layer, the smallest you want it is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I mean, not the smallest, that's the largest you want it, because that gives you like a 1/8 border around, what was that? What was that I just did? 5, okay, now I want 4. That's what I get for just talking away. Talk. Anyways, so that's the smallest, I mean the largest piece you want if you're gonna layer. You can go smaller, definitely, but that's, so I'm just gonna put this in my embossing folder like so. And I have to get out my sandwich. I have a different embossing folder, a different, what is that, the die cutting machine sandwich for an embossing folder than I do for the die cuts. So I just, so I have one of those, what do you call it? I have one of those, magnetic discs for my, or magnetic plates for my Die cut machine. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. So here we have the spider web. And we'll move on to the stamping. That came out pretty nice, and it's very raised. There's the other side. So either way would be pretty, but I like this. All right, so we can go ahead and attach that. Oh no, we can't, because we're gonna do that ribbon too. All right, so I already checked this to make sure the parts I don't want are still gonna fit in the postage. Might be easier to punch this out before I go too far, so I can, not the best, not super advisable, because usually you stamp first, but I just want to ensure that it fit. And I'm going to use, this is our silicone sheet, and it just offers a little more cushion for stamping. They used to have this piercing mat, but they stopped carrying it. That was a good one too. So let's see. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. Oh, that came out pretty good. Let's just try the back, see if we can do it a little bit better. Oh, can't use the back. Okay. Those are my scraps. That's what you get. Okay, so we're going to keep that one as is. If you use the Stamparatus, you could obviously keep bringing the stamp right on top, but that's not happening. All right, and then I'm just going to use this white scrap for the other two. I need the Gorgeous Grape and Pumpkin Pie. Oh, I still need the black, I guess, too. I don't like to leave my stamp pads open the whole time because I am very likely to get ink all over me like I just did right there. So, oops. There's my brooms. I have a little pad off to the side that I put them on real quick. And the next one is gonna be sideways. So I'm gonna put it right here. And then I'm gonna put some of these cute little bats around it. Trying to think how I fit this all on here. That might be it. I'll just do those two. All right, and then we're just gonna take this punch. I'm gonna work upside down with the punch. Line up my brooms. And line up my, oh, my witching became a little crooked. Not crooked, but we're gonna have to do it again. But I'll do it as a, we're gonna flip that. Oh, the black ink kind of ran through, so let's try it again over here. I might have like wonked it a little when I did it. That's why I always try to put my finger down right in the center so I don't like accidentally hit a side of the stamp. This way I can get more. There we go. Okay, and we have the brooms. So these cards are pretty quick, and I need to trim this one, but I'm going to close up these ink pads first before I get my fingers all covered in. think that was a 3.5 by 3.5 inch square. Let me just see what that was. Yeah, 3.5. I made these cards last week, and I was gonna do a not Facebook, I'm on Facebook. Gonna do a YouTube, and I just didn't get around to a YouTube video last Friday. I kind of cleaned my house this weekend. I don't believe that that took priority over all the other stuff. Alrighty, so there we go. And all we're gonna do, we need to make this purple ribbon before we assemble too much. Okay, so last week I used, where did I put that cutting board I had? I got purple all over this one cutting board I had. So I said I was gonna use that one again when I did it. So I just probably need rubbing alcohol to take that off, but a normal baby wipe did not budge it. I'm gonna grab my, this is the Dark Highland Heather, not Gorgeous Grape. I didn't have Gorgeous Grape. And we're gonna take like this much. And I'm gonna cheat, so I'm going to tie a bow before, I'm gonna color first, then I'm gonna tie a bow. All right, so I'm just gonna use the brush end, and all I wanna do is just start, all you're doing is really getting those little white dots. And since there's a little bit of fiber on them, the ink actually gets absorbed, so you have to sometimes you have to go over them twice. You are coloring the netting too, but you really want to make sure you get those little Swiss dots. What is this stuff called? Polka dot tool. There you go. Ooh. Ah. Yes, this is live TV, folks. So it only takes a couple of minutes to color this ribbon, but what it does is if you don't have a ribbon color you need for a card, this lets you kind of cheat and make your own ribbon. So, you know, it kind of keeps you crafting when you're like stuck for something. Because I didn't have any purple ribbon, and I was like, oh, this just needs something right there. And then I was like, oh, I can color the ribbon. So that's what I do. I sit there and try to think, oh, what can I do here? And then I start going, and I'm like, okay, now what? Alrighty, so I'm just showing you how quick and easy I can color. I'm gonna cheat on the back of this too. I just taped the ends to the back of the card. I didn't truly wrap it around because I'm putting it on that, I'm wrapping it around the orange layer. So really behind that orange layer is 2 pieces of Scotch tape with the cut ends of this ribbon. And this ribbon is really easy to tie because it scrunches up. So, and when I go back, you'll see like some of the dots won't be purple anymore. They'll be white again, or kind of white, so they'll just need a little touch up of ink. And the netting kind of just gets purple because you're just going at it like so. But see, now I have purple ribbon. There you go. So now I'm going to take, I have this little bow tire. I got it on Amazon. And it was like $8. And I'm just going to tie a bow. Wait. That's not going to work. I think what I did is I tied the bow on top of that. So let me take this and figure out how much ribbon I actually need for the bow. So I'm just gonna tape the smallest lip over here, like I said, and just put a piece of Scotch tape to hold that. And then down here I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna cut that. So I'm only using a little bit of ribbon here, and then the rest of the ribbon I'm gonna use to make the bow. There. So it looks like, this isn't straight though. Oops. There we go, that's about straight. Okay, and then I'm gonna use this to make the bow. So I'm gonna make sure my strings are straight. I think let me do it twice. That'll make more of a substantial bow. And then you just cross one end under and you bring it over, and you can tie them. You just tie a knot, and then you have a bow. Like I just, nope, there's no, you can't do it. Everyone can do this bow, trust me. All you do is wrap it a couple of times and tie a knot. This Swiss dot does stretch out, so that's why I'm pulling it back to its regular self. There you go. So maybe I cut off too much ribbon. And then I'll just go like this. Maybe that's a little too long. And then we can easily just glue that with a, just gonna use one of these glue dots right on there. And I'm just gonna stick it on there. And that's the bow. Isn't that cute? Simple, simple, simple. Yeah, this little guy is pretty handy. Okay, and now we're just gonna glue this guy. You don't want to glue this guy on here or adhere this guy here until you've done that part. And then this won't come off once it's adhered to. I'm just gonna use the light blue stamping seal. That's more for cards. There's a dark blue cassette as well, and that one's more for 3D type items. And what I mean like that is boxes or gift bags, things like that. You want a stronger, it's like the Terran tape. And make sure your card's going in the right direction. I have a really bad habit of mounting something and finding out my card was not going in the right direction. And then I'm just gonna add these. And maybe what we'll do is, I noticed on my sample I did not post one. Maybe the 31st I'll pop it up and these two can be down. So again, you can see I used scraps. That's what I do all the time. This cassette is not my friend. There we go. I think I pressed down too hard or something. Alright, so I'm gonna get some of those black dimensionals for my October 31st. Two might do it. We're gonna pop this guy up, and then when I do it, I kind of like to do it like postage stamps, where I line up these grid marks with each other. Ah. There we go. And then I'm going to put the brooms on. And don't forget to watch Hocus Pocus this Halloween season. That's one of my favorite. Along with the Sleepy Hollow, the one with Johnny Depp. Those are some of my favorites for Halloween. And then I'm going to use some of these iridescent pearls. They're a Halloween thing we came out, well, Stampin' Up, not we, like. So I use this take your pick tool. It has a putty tip and it just grabs them off and you can just stick them right on. It's a lot easier than trying to grab them with your nail. Oops, that one. Oh well. And that's the card. And then on the inside, oh shoot, I forgot to have a pre-cut ready to go white. I always do this. Oops. One day you'll get on this Facebook Live and I'll have everything ready to go proper. Alright, so 5 1/4 for my inside by 4. And what we can do to stamp on the inside is we can bring out that gorgeous grape again and we can put those cute little brooms. But what we could do is use a piece of paper. I always keep some spare copier type paper around and stamp off the first layer. So it gives you a quieter image. So see, do it again. Oh, that one didn't do very good. So purple in the center is going to be too dark again. So you just have some broomsticks on the bottom that aren't super. I like it to stay light, and then can put some bats, like a border on top. I'm just twisting the stamp. There we go. So then you can use the space in between for just writing a little happy Halloween note. And we'll just put some Stampin' Seal on here. Oh man, I got ink on my hands. It's always me. There we go. I don't know how I got that. Anyways, and so, oh man. Who's laughing at me now? Okay, so obviously I have to redo this because I'm landscape and I mounted the inside as portrait. Nice job, Jen. Anyways, there's the card. You get the gist. Next card. So I think overall, like the spider web adds a little more because this is kind of flat with this. So, and then that popping that up, making the bow a little bit bigger. So I think I have to say card B is better than card A in my opinion. So, all right. So this card, what I did is it has a little flap that comes over and it opens like that. And I just kept the border really simple with just the bats right there. And I kept it all, it's all in the gorgeous grape. This background might be Highland Heather, it is. And then the yellow I used is the Bumblebee, which is the in colors this year. So I'm going to remove this because we're not going to be coloring ribbon. We can just use this mat. Alright, so we're going to get started with this card, and what we're going to use again is another 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4, but we are going to cut off, that's about 2 inches. Let me just see. Oh, 1.5 inches. Okay, so we're going to cut off 1.5 inches. And I'm going to score it at the 4 1/4. If you haven't, this trimmer is really nice. It has a cutting blade and a scoring blade. And what I really like about the scoring blade is it just does a fine line, so the score is really nice. I was doing the other day, and I was like, wow, this little scoring blade does such a nice, versus using a scoreboard and a stylus, because the end of a stylus is pretty big compared to that little line. So you get a nice, very detailed, oh, I know, when I was making an explosion box, I really like that. Okay, so here's going to be my card base. I'm just going to crease that so it stays down. And okay, so what I'm going to use is a bunch of scraps again. Well, that's the designer series paper. So on this one, I had polka dots. This time I'm going to use this wood grain because I don't have any more of the polka dot paper. And then I'm just going to use, this was the piece I just cut, so I'm not using that. A scrap. This is big enough for that postage stamp punch. So yeah, if I can find a use for a piece of scrap, I will. And sometimes it's just easier for me to work with it than the scrap. And then this is not, I don't believe that's going to get needed. This one I'm cutting down for the inside of the card. So we're going to cut that to 5 1/4. Oh, that's not right. 4 by 5 1/4. There we go. So this is going to be on the inside, so we're going to go ahead and mount that because we're going to, oh wait, we got to do this guy. So we need to score this guy. And I made him big enough to hold the stamp. So let's see how big I made that guy. He is 2 1/4 inches. So with this piece, I'm going to score it at 2 1/4. This piece is, sorry, it's like 1 3/4 by 4, and I'm going to score it at the 2 1/4. And if I think this is too much, I can cut that down. Like, you don't have to have 4 inches. I'm going to just cut off 1 inch because I only want enough to hide behind the purple paper. And then this piece, while we have the trimmer out, I'm just going to cut that other piece of, so that's 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. So I'm just going to cut this at the 2 1/2. And then I'm going to cut it at the 5 1/4. There we go. And we'll just stick all this aside. Okay, so there's our sample. This we're going to stamp. This we're going to stamp. Well, we're not stamping. We're going to adhere some stamp. Oh, we need a piece of white. Oh. Yeah, we might be able to use that. We'll use this one because we'll put where those blacks are coming through. I think I'm going to put stamp so you won't even notice it. All right, so this is going to go like this. This is going to go like this. And we need one more white. Okay. And we're going to use the witches again, the witches brooms, the gorgeous grape. We're going to use the black, and this time we're going to use some, I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't get ink where I don't need it. And we're going to use some bumblebee. Alright, so let's do the gorgeous grape on this one. There we go. And we have the October 31st. It's going to go in black again on this one. So I like to just press it down in the center, because if you press on the sides, you might hit the side of the rubber onto the paper. So we're going to need that. And where'd my sentiment go? Oh, there it is. Sorry. And we're going to do the sentiment with the bumblebee ink. Put it over here this time. And we'll add the bats where that other black was. Oh no, that I'm hiding something. There we go. I'll close these up before my fingers get covered in ink. Trying to think if I forgot to tell you guys anything. No, I think it's all good today. Today I'm having a good day. I hope everyone else is. I had to have a mammogram this week. And the prior one, they asked me to come back in 6 months. But this time, they did a more thorough exam and stuff. And they said I don't have to come back for a year. So that means that nothing's wrong, which is great. Okay, so now we're gonna adhere all this good stuff. It's like stamping like this is just like playing with candy. Maybe that's why I started stamping. I did start years ago. I started decorating and doing a gingerbread party for my kids to avoid eating all the candy. So, because yeah, I was a big candy person, and so I developed these little things that would help get that whole celebration of the holiday out of my system without eating a bunch of candy. So my kids got to have these pretty awesome, I'd say. We had these really pretty awesome gingerbread parties every year. I would roll the dough and all of it, like buy all the cute candies for them and invite all their friends. We'd have 8, 12 kids kind of thing. And it was so much work. So what I'm doing is, this is a 0 center ruler if you never used one of these before. So what you do is you just kind of get the ruler half and half on both sides, and then wherever that 0 is, that's the center of your paper. And then where I'm placing it, it just kind of helps me center this extra piece I'm adding. So in case you've never used a 0 center type ruler, they're really helpful in helping you get your paper on straight. And then this guy's going in here, so now we can mount this guy. And I'm just eyeballing it for center. And then I'm going to close it. And what I want to do real quick is stamp on my bats. And don't miss this part. Even though it'll be covered when the card's closed, they'll see it when the card is opened. So you want to remember those kind of details. That's pretty good. Okay. And then this guy's going to come like that. And then what I want to do is I'm going to pop up the purple on dimensionals again. And I want to lay it so that the corner of that yellow, like that. Oh, I got to put on my other paper first. We'll just get these on here. So I want here, here, and here. All right, so I forgot. We could do words or we can do the wood. That's kind of cute. You can use liquid adhesive on this, like we do. We use Stampin' Up approves the Tombow adhesive. I like the Tombow adhesive for scrapbooking too. It's just a choice. The Stampin' Seal is nice because your hands stay clean. The Tombow get your hands very sticky. So the first thing I want to do before I add the brooms is get this down so that it doesn't, you don't want a lot, you just want enough so that it kind of holds it in place. Like see, it's just kind of, but it won't really keep them from opening the card. Or if they just pull it, it's going to pop open. So that you don't want the mechanism to be faulty kind of thing. Actually, I think this could have came down a little bit lower. I don't know if I can get it though. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, that's enough. And then we'll just put this guy like that. And I'll just real quick use some adhesive. So this was me experimenting with a happy birthday stamp and I didn't like the color combination, so that's where it ended up as a scrap to use for something else. And then that's how I left it. I left the card open. This particular stamp set, let me show it to you. Here it is. So it has this one would be Halloween, 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 and then and the bats. So it has like 4 different stamps, but only 3 that would work with the postage. I was gonna do white and do this orange and then stamp that black on top, and I never got around to making one of those. So, and then this section would be Christmas, and then this section is like Valentine's. I guess you could do the stars with the Halloween. So that's why you only have 1 sentiment to work with this stamp set. So that's why I'm not doing a stamp set inside. You don't really have a happy Halloween. Well, I guess you do, wishing you a happy Halloween, but that's it. That's all you got. So there we can put some iridescent dots on. So here's card A and there's card B. And we'll just add some of these. These are really pretty with the purple. Like it's one of the colors that it obviously was designed to work with. There's a big purple one. So there's like 4 rows of big ones, and then I can't tell, but I think the rest are all the same size. So, and then, you know, we're always doing it in 3Zs. There we go. So there's, I think for me on this one, card A and card B pretty much are the same. I think I kind of like the dots on card A a little bit more, but I was out of dots, so what are you gonna do? Gonna move on. Anyways, so there's some cute Halloween cards that you could make. I know this year's gonna be a weird Halloween. So anyways, I had fun tonight. I hope you guys had fun. Look forward to seeing you next week where we do that 25-day box. And anyways, I hope to see you maybe at the October card class. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great evening. Bye. Okay, there we go.